beautiful afternoon. Today is Sunday, the 4th day of May, 2025. Welcome to News Hour on TV Sapiencia. My name is Somto Okafo. Thank you for joining. A former Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Mele Kyari, has debunked widespread rumors alleging that he is in the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. He described the report as clear mischief and a calculated attempt to discredit him. In a late night Saturday statement posted on his X handle, Kyari said he is currently taking a well-deserved rest following the recent dissolution of the NNPCL board and management, and reiterated his willingness to answer to any lawful inquiry regarding his tenure. Recall that President Bola Tinubu had in April removed the chairman, Pius Akinyelure, and the group's CEO, Kyari. Consequently, the president appointed Basha Ojulari as the new CEO, effective from April 2, 2025. Meanwhile, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is intensifying its investigation into alleged financial mismanagement at the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, focusing on approximately $2.96 billion allocated for refinery repairs. Several high-ranking former officials, including former managing directors of the Port Harcourt, Warri and Kaduna refineries, are under scrutiny, with multiple arrests already reported. A source close to the investigation told newsmen that the scope of the investigation is wide. As of the time of filing this report, it remains unclear whether Mele Kyari, the immediate past Group Chief Executive Officer, Managing Director of NNPCL, has been arrested or has voluntarily presented himself for questioning. The investigation is specifically examining funds allocated for the quick fix maintenance of Nigeria's refineries, persistent operational challenges. The immediate past chairman of the Nigerian American Public Affairs Committee, Texas, Mr. Ike Chidolwe, has urged Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan to present credible evidence to support her allegations or resign from the Senate. Recall that Akpoti-Uduaghan, the suspended senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, had accused Senate President Godswill Akpabio and former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello of conspiring to kill her. Chidolwe made the call in a statement on Sunday in Abuja. His reaction followed the senator's recent Facebook post, in which she dismissed a viral May 1 Facebook Live broadcast by one Dr. Sandra Duru, also known as Professor Mbweke. Akpoti-Uduaghan had described the broadcast, which featured audio recordings and screenshots that appeared to contradict her public denials on several matters, as manipulated and politically motivated. However, Chidolwe said the senator had failed to present any fact or evidence to defend her position. According to him, her post offered no fact, no forensics, and certainly no credibility. He therefore recommended a four-step approach to restore public confidence. According to him, Akpoti-Uduaghan should first verify or refute Duru's recordings through an independent forensic laboratory publicly. Failing or else, Chidolwe added, she should issue a public apology and vacate her Senate seat. The National Association of Nigerian Students and the National Association of Polytechnic Students have cautioned former Vice President Atiku Abubakar against what they called coordinated political interference in student leadership. The Olushola Olajoja-led NANS, in a statement signed by its National Public Relations Officer, Samson Adeyemi, accused Atiku and popular activist Omoyele Sowore of sponsoring factionalism within the student body. The student bodies vow to mobilize nationwide protest if such meddling continues. The threat follows the emergence of a factional NANS president, Atiku Isha, and his subsequent allegation of assault and abduction against President Bola Tinubu's son, Sheyi. Isha alleged that Sheyi offered him 100 million naira to promote the president, an offer he said he declined. NANS, however, accused Isha of receiving funds to destabilize the association and falsely claim its presidency. NANS asked Atiku to call his associates to order or risk being declared persona non grata across Nigerian campuses. Similarly, NAP's president Eshifune Paul Ogayan, in a statement in Kaduna on Friday, described Isha's claims as fabricated and politically mischievous. He described Sheyi as a strategic breach between Nigerian youths and the state, and not a political manipulator, as alleged. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, has announced a 5-year suspension of the bilateral education agreements BEA program to promote student growth, prioritize welfare, and strengthen Nigerian education system. The ministers made this known in a statement released in Abuja on Saturday by the Director of Press and Public Relations at the ministry, Mrs. Boriowo Folashade. Allah also said the decision followed careful evaluation, which revealed that all courses offered abroad through the BEA scheme are now available and in many cases better enhanced within Nigerian institutions. He explained that while the suspension encourages Nigerians to study locally, it does not prevent parents from sponsoring their children to study overseas privately. He clarified that the federal government will still welcome BEA partner countries that offer fully funded scholarships to Nigerians. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, has reiterated that airline passengers are entitled to ticket refunds within 14 days of flight cancellation in accordance with its consumer protection regulations. Speaking on Channel Television Sunrise program on Saturday, Michael Achimugu, Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection at the NCAA, emphasized that the regulatory body is committed to safeguarding passengers' rights. Achimugu added that the NCAA had advised operators to cut down on routes when aircraft availability is limited, rather than overselling tickets for flights they may not be able to honor. He warned that airlines failing to adjust their operations accordingly or repeatedly breaching consumer protection regulations would face stiffer penalties this year. The Nigerian Police Force has reiterated that the ban on the issuance of firearms licenses remains in effect, despite growing calls from concerned Nigerians for self-defense. In the face of the worsening security situation across the country, many Nigerians have called on the government to license arm bearing for citizens to defend themselves against attack. A former Defense Minister, Lieutenant General Theophilus Danjuma, retired, had emphasized the need for citizens to defend themselves against rising incidents of kidnapping and violent attacks. Speaking during an event in the Takum local government area of Taraba State, Danjuma said the government's inability to guarantee safety had left citizens with no choice but seek means of self-defense. Several stakeholders in Plateau State echoed Danjuma's position, citing the high casualty rates from attacks in the state. However, in an interview with Sunday Punch, First Public Relations Officer Muyiwa Adejobi stated unequivocally that the police had not lifted the ban on the issuance of firearms licenses. The police had suspended the issuance of small arms licenses in 2023, citing the alarming rate of illegal arms proliferation. According to the Firearms Act of 2024, only the President or the Inspector General of the Police is authorized to grant firearm licenses. Possession of firearms without proper authorization attracts a minimum of 10 years imprisonment, a fine of 20,000 naira, or both, as stipulated in the Robbery and Firearms Special Provisions Act 2004. Leaders of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in the Southeast have called for greater participation of people from the region, especially Igbo indigenes, in the party, emphasizing the strategic benefits of being aligned with the ruling party at the national level. Speaking after the APC Southeast Select Leaders Consultative meeting held in Enugu on Saturday, the leaders stated that their appeal is driven by the desire to position the region closer to the center of power, rather than remaining on the political periphery with limited benefits. Speaking on behalf of the group, Governor Hope Uzodimma stated that the meeting resolved to intensify efforts to make the APC a dominant political force in the Southeast. He noted that the gathering focused on strategies to encourage greater political engagement within the region and highlighted the benefit of aligning with the party currently in control at the federal level. News. People in Nigeria may lose access to Facebook and Instagram after parent company Meta said it faced large fines and unrealistic regulatory demands from the Nigerian authorities, a report by the BBC has said. Last year, 3 Nigerian oversight agencies imposed fines on the US-based social media giant totaling more than $290 million for violating various laws and regulations. Meta was unsuccessful in a recent attempt to challenge the decisions in the Federal High Court in Abuja. The High Court has given the company until the end of June to pay the fines. The BBC has asked Meta to outline what its next step will be, but has not yet received a response. Facebook is by far the most popular social media platform in Nigeria and is used by tens of millions in the country for daily communication and sharing news. It is also a vital tool for many of Nigerian small online businesses. And finally, still on the foreign news, the New York State Catholic Conference, an organization that represents the bishops of the state in working with government to shape laws and policies that promote social justice and respect for life, has criticized United States President Donald Trump for sharing seemingly AI-generated images of himself dressed as the Pope. Punch Online reported on Saturday that Trump sparked a mix of laughter, disbelief, and debate after sharing his image on his Truth Social platform. The digitally AI image, later reposted by the White House's official X account, showed Trump in full papal regalia, flowing white robes, a golden crucifix, and a mitre with one finger raised skywards. His comment came shortly before the conclave to elect a successor to Pope Francis, who passed away on April 21, 2025. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the news hour on TV Sapiencia. On behalf of the editorial and technical crew, my name is Somto Okafor. Good afternoon once again, and thank you for choosing TV Sapiencia. Enjoy the rest of your day.